There was a time before I was born where if you wanted to watch porn, you had to steal your father's porn stash. Um, Now, I think pretty much anybody in my generation, from a very young age, in my case, literally 11 years old, can watch porn completely for free online. So think about that, because I don't think that's the age that people think their children are starting to watch porn at. 11 years old. That's pretty young. And I found out about it from friends of mine who had been watching it for a year or two at that time. So they were, 10, 9 years old. It's very, very easy to access. And that's weird, right? Because previously we had rules as a society that if you're less than 18, you're not allowed to get porn. You'd have to at least do it through unscrupulous means. You're not allowed to go into a porn shop and just buy it. And to this day, we have rules about certain things, right? Alcohol has an age limit. You're not allowed to be 6 years old and just go to the local liquor shop and buy alcohol. But it seems that in the age of the internet, we've taken on this sort of fatalistic approach. We believe that it's just too difficult to force people to give up their private information, like their identification, and give up some of their anonymity and stuff like that in order to enforce these restrictions. If you look at what we've done with alcohol right now, you can DoorDash alcohol to your home. Which is weird. We live in weird times. You can DoorDash alcohol to your home. But in order to do that, you need to show your ID to the DoorDash app. You can tell I've done this before. You need to show your ID to the DoorDash application. And that makes sense to me, right? We have a law that you're not supposed to buy alcohol before you're 21 years old. So of course we need a verification process. If you're going to get it shipped to your house, you can't just not use your ID if you're going to get it shipped to your house. We don't want a world where 6-year-olds can DoorDash vodka. Do you? Are we in that place where the cultural left has just decided we want 6-year-olds to be able to DoorDash vodka? I certainly hope not. Well, that's the place where we are with porn. Because there are some people, especially certain principled conservative thinkers like the American Compass, who are demanding age verification for access to adult content like porn on the internet. And the left's approach has been just abysmal. Same with the libertarians' approach. They believe basically that we have a right to freedom of speech and that includes certain anonymous speech, and that we have a right to privacy, and that our privacy and our freedom of speech is being violated by any attempt to create an identification system. And look, there have been some bills, like the Kids and Online Safety Act, KOSA, that maybe I wouldn't support that particular bill. The nuances of any particular bill, I think, is beyond the scope of what I'm trying to talk about here today. But I do think it's important that we remember that this is a problem, that it's not okay that 6-year-olds can watch porn, and that we should address that through policy. We shouldn't just let the fact that the internet exists now mean that we give up on the idea of age restrictions. Because it's not as though we chose culturally, it's not as though we all got together and decided, you know what, maybe watching porn isn't such a big deal. Maybe we can lower the age from, 18 to 15 or something like that. It's not like we collectively arrived at that conclusion. No, that conclusion slammed down our front door and it just became the reality. And we just gave up on trying to actually do anything to stop it. That's not the same as believing in allowing children to watch porn. I would actually have more respect for people who just consciously decided, like maybe it's sex positive, maybe our society has seen sex as a taboo for too long, maybe children should be exposed to this stuff from a younger age, maybe it facilitates sex education. I would be more responsive to an active position like that, talking about this issue, than what we have right now, which is a sort of fatalism, where maybe we don't necessarily think porn is good for the developing minds of literal 9-year-old kids, but we've just tacitly accepted that that's what's gonna happen because the internet is hard. It makes governing hard. Oh no, boo-hoo.